and I absolutely love that. Larry loves to do preludes, and he gets us in the mood, and so I thank you once again in advance for what you're going to do for us. But I just felt the energy in here shift a little bit. You know, there was a little bit of a jazzy energy. There was certainly music taking control of our senses.
Ordering drinks, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was doing a little salsa there. Sorry if that offended anybody, down the aisle. But we have our live stream on right now, and Somewhere in Time's happening. Anybody going to play with that? You going to play with that? Or nobody? Just you. All right, do it to it, Larry.
Okay. Thank you guys so much.
That was great. Thank you, Larry. Well, you guys get to join in on this one because our congregational song is Use Me by Ricky Byers. So the words are going to be up on the screen. And let's do this.
I'll lead you in song.
Lead us into this.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars, all of creation. God is creator, all in all. Get ready to clap. Needing us to shine His light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I abide as you show me all that I must do.
Second verse, you guys.
Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. God needs us to shine its light as me, as you, so use me. Oh God, I stand for you, and here I abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. All right. A new song.
All right, well, some of you who know music know that that's a hard song. It does. It is. I mean, it bounces around. It goes here and there. The timing changes a little bit, yeah. It is a tough one, but you guys were great. You guys were tremendous. So we got live stream going, don't we, Jackie? All right. We got a live audience here. For everybody who's on live stream, we welcome you. I don't know how many thousands are here today. I can barely see the back of the crowd, you guys. We're about ready to do loaves and fishes. You know, laughter is one of those things that really brings us joy. And I've talked about that before when doing the talk on joy, but laughter is really, really a good thing, and I appreciate it when I hear it. And the funny thing about it is we have these neurons that allow us to be empathetic. When you laugh, I laugh. And when you cry, I cry. So if you want me to laugh, just laugh. It'll happen. So I welcome the live streamers, particularly if you're new. I welcome everybody here. If you're new, fantastic to see you. I know that we have a band here today, you guys, that it's a little larger than it normally is. I mean, we got Rolando, who's going to be playing woodwind instruments today. Do you sing too? He sings too. Oh my gosh. And Ella, what a voice. You know, I have the honor of being here during warm-ups, so I get thrilled, you know, for the first half hour while they're warming up. So it's great to have you guys. And Enrique, you're here with Rolando. It's so nice to meet you, really. Enrique is Rolando's dad. So welcome to Unity of Pasadena. We are a grand idea in the mind of God. We truly are. And I say that with conviction because what we do is we bring love, we bring compassion, we bring empathetic action, we bring caring. What we do is we embrace one another as if we were one because we are. So we're unity for a reason. We believe that there's only one thing happening. And I have a saying here I'd like you to join in on, if you will, please. There's only one thing. It may look like more than one thing. It may feel like more than one thing, but it's only one thing. Expressing is you, expressing is me, and everything we see. Yeah, it's a lot easier to feel close to one another if we actually live that way. We actually live into that belief. So yeah, Unity of Pasadena is a beautiful place, and we also have a Unity blessing I would like you to join me in. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we have a statement of faith I'd like you to join me in. There's only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God the good omnipotence. And I am one with that presence and power. So we're going to step into prayer here real quickly. And I'm going to ring this. So in preparation for going deep, what I'd like you to do is take a deep breath, please. And release it. One more time, take a deep breath. And release it. Let's recognize the presence of love in this very space, Unity of Pasadena. And we do this so that we can more adequately recognize the presence of God, for love is often known as the presence of God. So we feel that right now. As we feel love, we feel the presence inside of us, around us, through us, as us. We're here to more completely connect with the divine, to more completely connect with God, Spirit, whatever it is that you'd like to call this power that operates in, around, and through each and every one of us as us. The power behind everything that we see, the power that creates out of itself because it loves us. We here at Unity of Pasadena are so grateful for so many things. We find gratitude to be not only a peaceful way of beginning, but a way of life. We're so grateful for our Board of Trustees, and that Board of Trustees makes certain that everything is in order. our administrator that brings about a sense of beauty and love here in this space when others are not present. It's an attractive magnet for those who might come to this space. We're so thankful for our musicians today that bring that musical spirit of love. It is an incredible draw. It is an expression of God that we just absolutely love here at Unity of Pasadena, and we're so thankful for our musicians. We also have prayer chaplains that we're thankful for that hold the light for us under every single circumstance, and they're available for prayer after service as well, or any time you so desire. We're grateful to have that light lit always. And we're so grateful for each and every one of you, for out of this space where these magnificent people meet, there are volunteers that come forth, and those volunteers do PowerPoint and sound and live stream. These volunteers greet you at the door, and they act as our ushers, and so much more. Unity of Pasadena is a vibrant place, and it's because of each of you, and so we're grateful for you. And so with all this happening, I know that it's already done. This service is perfect, whole, and complete already. We just have to do it. I release it. I let it go. Please join me by saying, and so it is. Amen. All right. So today, I'm going to choose one that I've seen the outside of already for the 3-minute question. And the reason why I'm picking it is because somebody followed direction. They wrote "pick me" on it. I said, you know, the better you are at making certain that you draw attention to it, because all of these papers kind of look alike, the more likely you are to have yours drawn. So look what we have today. We've got green ones and pink ones, and this one here is on a yellow piece of paper, sort of yellow, but it has writing on it, "Pick me." How could I not pick this? It says "pick me." That's sort of a prayer, isn't it? Pick me is a prayer. Pick me. Choose me. Yes. All right, so let's see. Is this a long one? Oh, boy. I don't even need my glasses for this one. Define love. Thanks a lot. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I love this question. Sorry. You're not supposed to define something by using the word. I get it. So I appreciate this question very, very much. It's something that I think about a lot. I don't know who put this question in the basket, but love is something that has been ill-defined for a long period of time. In fact, I think you have to grow up a little bit in order to understand the true depth and meaning of what love is really about. So New Thought practitioners, like Charles Fillmore, define love as the self-givingness of God. I mean, that's really an overall definition of love, the self-givingness of God. And you're an example of the self-givingness of God. God brings this giving service to anything and everything that exists in this universe. And the self-givingness of God truly is love, even though it may not look like it in the moment. You know, we as individuals that are also the self-givingness of God have a way of individualizing our own personalities and our own understanding of what this thing called life is about. So we oftentimes find fault in things, you know, and we could, by the way, find fault in anything that we so desire. But truly, that's us taking a look and adding our perspective to it, for everything comes from love. And, you know, what we do with it at that point in time seems to be our own individual choice. So to get a little bit deeper, though, there are traditions that have defined love not as one word, not as just the presence of God or the self-givingness of God, but as a series of understandings. So there's storge love in the Greek tradition, which is familial love. You know, there's eros love in the Greek tradition as well, which is almost defined without me having to tell you about it, but it's love between men and women or partners. And this eros love is all about sexual desire and sexual drive. Then there's philos, which is friend, loving a friend. You know, that's a different and special kind of love. And then there's agape love, which is what we recognize and what I talk about in here a lot, which is God as principle. That God, that love that drives the creation of all things, that love that drives the universe, that is the effort and power behind what it is that we see, no matter what we're looking at. And so the Greeks have done an interesting job of defining love. And, if you're a student of love, you've heard this before, and I saw Ella nodding her head, so I know that she's probably had philosophy. She's probably heard this kind of thing before with regard to these love definitions. But they are so interesting to get into because there is no end to what this word truly means. And I say that because it means something different for you and you and you and you. And it means something different tomorrow than it does today. It is just a tremendously powerful word that can change the way you feel and can heal your body and heal your mind. What an amazing question that was. Thank you so much for asking it, whoever did that. So, Jackie, how do we do? All right, so not bad for love, huh? So if somebody says to you, can you define love? You go, yeah, I have to have 3 minutes and 29 seconds to be able to do that. So, we're going to do a song. It's time. See, they bring the love through music. Music truly is love.
This is my friend Ella. She was the costume designer in my last musical that many of you saw. And Rolando on the flute, who is otherwise known as Lulu's son. Yeah.
Time crawls by. Thank you for that beautiful song. I just hear all the things in the world going, arf, arf, meow. They're all loving it. I can hear all the animals going, I love that beautiful song. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful way to start this service. Thank you. Today is Sunday, May 4th, 2025. Our daily word, the title is compassion. I clothe myself in thoughts of compassion. I may struggle to feel compassionate, especially when I feel angry. If another's hurtful words or hostile actions seem cruel or unjust, I may feel tempted to respond in kind. However, striking back does not end conflicts or heal relationships. Instead, as I turn within and feel the Christ mind dissolve my anger, I feel calm. And at those breakthrough moments, I remember anger doesn't satisfy anyone or solve problems. Regardless of how justified I may feel expressing my upset, it is within my power to choose compassion instead. I will not reciprocate others' hostility. I will instead look beyond their anger to see their struggles. I need not approve their choices to see them as children of God today and every day. The spiritual reference is from Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. And so it is. Amen.
Okay, is that right? Okay, good morning. It's another day. Yesterday I was here with a wonderful class that was very informative. We had a wonderful teacher who taught us a lot. I'm looking forward to our further classes, and I thank you very much for that class. Oh, okay. Up high. Okay. Do what? Oh, is that better? Step into. I can't come any further.
We want to hear you.
Oh, okay. But I can't. All right. Anyway, I'm here today to do a meditation for you, to hopefully put you in a more peaceful, loving way. So we're going to start with the Lord's Prayer. Okay. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive those our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Okay. With that, I'd like you to take a deep breath in and hold it. Louder. All right. Take a deep breath in and hold it and let it go. We're bringing in the divine and His light and His love. So allow that to fill you and surround you, and take a deep breath in and hold it and let it go. What I'd like to talk about and help you with is change. This world is changing. We are changing. The one thing you are guaranteed is change. Life evolves, and so do we. So what you want to do is relax. Allow those changes to come in. Survey them. Mull them in your head. Love them. Let them fit. Let them go. Work with them. Know that that change is coming in from a higher source. So with that higher source, love it, hold it, embrace it. Take a deep breath in. Feel it circulate and let it go. Take another deep breath in and hold it. Allow you to feel all there is to feel and let it go. So as you do this, you should do it every day. Find a time in your day and a space within your day to separate out for just the divine, so that they know that you are ready and wanting this change. So, with that, you are going to sit in silence for a few minutes and enjoy that. Think of how you will change. Okay, it's time to come back. So take a deep breath in and let it go. Take another deep breath in and let it go. This time when you take a deep breath in, when you let it go, let it feel all the way down to your toes. So take a deep breath in and let it go. Feel yourself grounded into Mother Earth. Know that it's stable and secure. With this change that you have thought of, know that it's within your bounds. You have a light within you that brightens. Use that light. Expand that light. Allow it to manifest into the dream that you want, the life that you want to see. And I give you thanks and enjoy your day.
A new song here, 2024, this song came out. the reed thing. I know, I'm glad as a pianist I don't have reeds.
Anyone with an instrument, you have to pay a monthly subscription for that.
Really? Oh my God.
The piano keys don't dry out.
Yeah.
So nice to have a band, isn't it? Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Well, you know, we deal with complicated questions here at Unity of Pasadena. We don't shy from them. And we talk about things that are important to us on our spiritual journey. But we also talk about things that are new and different in the world and see how they relate to, you know, us today in this very space. Now, we do the same thing with the Bible. We bring it up to date in here and talk about how it can help us to live a life that truly, truly means something. And we call that metaphysical teaching. But you can find a metaphysical teaching in just about everything, from science to philosophy to religion to spirituality. You can find a metaphysical teaching in music. There are ways to look at this world that are varied and different. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today in our talk titled, The Search for Truth. Did you guys see that in the program today, The Search for Truth? Yeah. Yeah, oh good. It's up there. How about that? Yeah, that's probably me there with the hat on. You know, I like a goofy hat while I'm hiking. I don't know if I would have gotten that far from civilization, though, today, you know, so that must be an old photo. But I do love to hike, and I do love the truth when it can be found, when I can find it, when I hear it. But a strange thing about that truth is that it changes. It changes. As I grow, my perception of what's true changes. You know, Clifton, you were talking about change and finding change. And you know, we can grow through meditation. And so your meditation today, I think, probably allowed us to grow just a tiny bit, to change the way we look at the world. Our perspective is now just a tiny bit different, and we thank you for that. So here are some things that people have said about the search for truth. A man by the name of Andre Gade wrote this some time ago, almost a century ago. Trust those who seek the truth, but doubt those who say they have found it. Albert Einstein said this. He said, the search for truth is more important than its possession. Truth is oftentimes described as a mystical teaching. And Rumi gives us a little bit of a mystical teaching and talks about truth. When he says this, the truth was a mirror in the hands of God. It fell and broke into pieces. Everybody took a piece of it. They looked at it and thought they had the truth. Now that's deep. That's a mystical teaching, because you know what a mirror is. A mirror is something that reflects your own image. And so as you look in this piece, no matter how large, no matter how small this mirror is, it reflects your perspective. It reflects your consciousness. And of course, each and every one of us believe that what it's reflecting is the truth. We like our religion best. We think we've found a way to live. We think we've done things in the right way. We think we are possessors of what's true, and that may in and of itself not be true. But the search for truth is a journey that's incredibly important. Eric Butterworth, one of our trusted teachers in this tradition here at Unity, and he's one of my favorites, by the way. Most of you probably know that already, but he says the truth cannot be defined. I mean, he heavily jumps into it. He says, we always see but a small fragment of the whole, and the whole is nonverbal. The verbalisms are used to describe the whole. Man has always been trying to describe the universe, to describe reality, to describe the infinite processes. The language he or she uses to describe them actually are many and varied. And so we have many and varied teachings. What we call truth today is an attempt to describe man's relationship to the universe. I love that as a starting point for us, because we're going to jump into some areas that can be kind of complicated, but I'm going to do my best to keep them from being too complicated and bring a new understanding to this issue of the search for truth and what may be true and what may not be true. It involves a contemporary thinker. His name is Ken Wilber. In my theme for the month, what I'm talking about is some difficult ideas that are discussed and analyzed by contemporary people. So this is not just what Meister Eckhart back in the 13th century thought, or what Rumi thought in the 12th century. It's not just that. This is about people who have taken a look at some things and found new ways in order to understand them. And I think that's really important for us to stay on top of things. So Ken Wilber offers us some information regarding the truth and why it is that the search for truth is so difficult, as is the definition of what's true and what's not. He talks about, how many of you are familiar with Ken Wilber, by the way? He's one of the world's great thinkers. He truly is, and he developed what's known as an integral theory, which allows us to take a look at everything and find commonality within it. And he has some really interesting He has a really interesting take on the truth. He says that there's truth in everything. Doesn't matter what it is, there's truth in everything. And I can see how that's possible, because in something that doesn't even appear to be true to me, there is a perspective out there that has adopted that. And so for that person, for that individualized expression of the divine, that is in fact true. We find some interesting demonstrations of that. You know, whenever there's a poll of some sort, there's usually a question that's asked that is a little bit off topic, but it shows us a little bit about who may be in this polling arena or who may not be. And the question is Elvis still alive? And about 10% of the population believe that Elvis is still alive. Same thing with is the earth flat? About 10% of the population believe that the earth is flat. And so you get a sense for where they are in their understanding of life and how life operates in their own relationship to it. So people change. And they change in a very interesting yet predictable way. Ken Wilber talks about there being different lines of intelligence. Cognitive intelligence, you've heard of that. I mean, if you take an IQ test, that's what they're measuring. Emotional intelligence. You've heard of emotional intelligence? I mean, sometimes we say it's emotional maturity, or for those people in a particular program, I'm one, they call it emotional sobriety. You know, you get past that childish view of things and step into a more mature idea of how to use your emotions. But there's also music intelligence, by the way, and aesthetic intelligence and moral intelligence. There are different lines of intelligence. They've identified about 9 of them that actually mean something, and one of them is spiritual intelligence. A spiritual intelligence is and can be measured by where you fall on a scale. And I will attempt to define that scale as easily and succinctly as possible. So the first level of this scale is an egocentric level. This is, and I see Ella nodding again because she's probably been through all of this stuff and understands this stuff pretty well. You probably do, because, you know, if you take a look at life, you see that people, especially when they're young, little kids, you know, they're in this egocentric stage where everything's about them. You know, there is no other, it's them. They want what they want when they want it, and it's sort of an immature version of who they will be at some point in time, but you expect them to grow. You expect them to grow through this egocentric stage, and the next stage they're going to develop into is an ethnocentric stage, which starts to recognize the existence of a family, say, or friends. And they widen their area of caring to include the family and their immediate friends, in their neighborhood or in their school. And that is a real leap up from thinking only selfishly about yourself to widening your care circle to people in your family and those that you know in your living situation. You end up caring about them as well, and that's a big, big step. People, care about their state and their country, and that's kind of an ethnocentric idea too, because it sort of is dependent upon its proximity to us and how it touches us in various ways. Now, when you move to the next level, you move to a world-centric level, you may not even know the people you start to care about, but you care about the world for some reason. You have empathy for those that are suffering in another country that you've never cared about before. You have an understanding of what the rest of the world is going through, and you want to be a loving presence, even for them, even though you don't know who they are. And the United States of America has been a wonderful world-centric entity for so long, as it helped so many people that we never even met. So many people overseas that were struggling with diseases have been helped by the generosity of the United States of America. So much good has been done because we have decided that our care circle should include a lot of other entities. So world-centric is a big leap from ethnocentric. Now, by the way, if you want to look at how this was all developed, you can. If you're taking notes, write this down. Carol Gilligan is the person that developed this level of consciousness from egocentric to ethnocentric to world-centric. And then the final stage is cosmocentric. So this is when it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter where it is. You see this larger whole, this universe, and you recognize it as something that is alive, that is living and breathing, that you are not only a part of it, but you may be it. That this universal understanding includes ideas like the ones I've talked about regarding love. So a cosmocentric person has a universal care that exceeds even the world-centric stage, because we don't know what's beyond. We truly don't know what's beyond. So very few people get to that stage. Very few people get to this cosmocentric stage and find that they're interested in sort of the connection, the vibration, the feeling of being a part of something that large. It requires that you have surrendered yourself to this idea that you are going to walk in many shoes, that you're going to walk in many, shall we say, material bodies. You want to feel the bird's flight. You want to feel the evolution of a planetary system. Whatever it might be, wherever you find yourself. I mean, I oftentimes have this conversation with Jackie. We don't know what's going to happen when we transition. But, we're going galaxy hopping. We're out there. We feel like we are citizens of the various, universes, maybe. Who knows? Who has any idea? We don't know. I mean, our understanding continues to change. So Carol Gilligan talks about these things. But there's also a secondary intelligence. That's a spiritual intelligence. That idea is a spiritual intelligence that you can track. You can see it in people. Do they care about this? Do they care about that? Are they ready for this? Are they ready for that? Do they have empathy? Are they compassionate? Is love the order of the day? I mean, you can just sort of pinpoint where certain people are in this ladder. The second area of spiritual measurement is not the growing up of Carol Gilligan, and I'll call it growing up, because people do grow up, by the way. I use the idea of a child during the egocentric stage, but when a person gets to the age where they're still in school and still hanging out with their parents, I mean, they're right there in that ethnocentric stage. But when they move into a larger setting, move into a place where they may be exposed to some world-centric ideas, they find themselves connecting with that. And so as they grow, they find themselves moving up that scale. That's growing up. Now, the second area is waking up. So there's growth in waking up, too. There's growing up, which is going to happen to everybody, and waking up, which may not happen to everybody. I mean, waking up is all about the enlightenment experience most of us are looking for. We're looking for that moment where we are changed. And we're changed, and we've started to feel like we have the connection with the universe, or with the planet, or with the religion, or with the spirituality, or with the divine guidance that we want, that allows us to see things that we didn't see before. We've been awakened. We've been enlightened. There has been a waking up, and we've seen that over time. That doesn't have anything to do with how old you are. The result does. But that's what the Buddha did. That's what Jesus did. Jesus moving from the human to the divine is an awakening. It's an enlightenment phase. It's the same story that the Buddha engaged in. Sitting under the Bodhi tree, meditating, becoming connected with all that is, leaving behind all of that, all the trappings of the material world. I mean, the story's told over and over and over in every particular religion. The waking up experience is one as old as time. We have story after story after story that brings this waking up experience, which brings the truth of life to people. Well, as you can imagine, that waking up experience that brings you the truth coincides with that level of conscious development in your spiritual intelligence climb. Meaning, let's say, for instance, you find that you've connected with your religion at a very young age. You connected with and you feel the drive of a spiritual experience at a very, very young age, and you see it as your own. You don't quibble with the idea that this particular spiritual experience is connected only to one religion. You don't quibble with the idea because you're not old enough to quite understand. You haven't been around long enough to quite understand what the next area of development looks like. But you might very well believe in a heaven and a hell, and feel like because somebody has told you in a church or another setting or some other religious setting that this is the only book you should read and these are the only thoughts you should have, otherwise your soul's in trouble. It's going to keep you in that arena. It's going to keep you in that, let's call it a teenage arena of understanding. It's going to keep you from going into a world-centric arena. So your awakening is relegated to whatever level of consciousness you're in. So if you have an awakening that has happened to you as a practitioner of this particular church or this particular organization, you're probably in that world-centric arena, maybe even the cosmocentric arena. And your awakening is great. You feel a part of everything. It's possible, of course, to do that. People do it all the time. And I talk about that all the time. When I say there's only one thing expressing as you, expressing as me, and everything that we see, what I'm talking about is you are that which God is. Everything in you and about you, now, ever before, and ever to be, is that which God is, operating as you. I mean, you're an expression, you're an individualized expression of this divine source. That's an interesting idea that we posture here in Unity because we know that there's really only one thing. But it's also an interesting idea in the Christian faith because what we do when we look at this is we look at what Jesus was really doing. What Jesus really did, what the gospel truth is that he brought, for people who are in that world-centric stage is that you are human having a spiritual experience until you become divine, which is your full spiritualized self, and you recognize that you have been that all along and you are just having a human experience here. You've heard that said so many times. You know, we're not really spiritual or humans having a spiritual experience. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. And that's a statement of oneness. It truly is. So this is a different way of looking at it. So when you look at this idea of growing up and waking up as two individualized ways of looking at this spiritual idea, you can see that truth is hard to find. Because if you are in a different stage of your conscious development than I am, then we're probably not going to agree. And we probably don't see things the same. Our perspectives are completely different. You know, we could take it out of the spiritual realm for a moment and talk about music. You know, these musicians here that are here today, they can sit down and they can have these amazing conversations about different ways to play this or play that, different keys and different, using words we've never even heard before, a language we have no idea exists. You know, your spiritual intelligence is way, way higher than the typical or the normal level of spiritual intelligence. There's nothing wrong with, I mean, I don't feel like I'm less than because I don't know what you know. But I haven't been interested necessarily enough to learn the things that you've learned over time, to go to the places you have gone to over time, to experience the things that you've experienced over time. And so what Eric Butterworth says, coming back to him, is that this thing called truth, this search for truth, is really experience. It's really going out and getting experience. You know that quote from Andre Gide, which is, you know, trust the person on a spiritual journey, but don't trust the person that has found the truth. Because the truth changes from where you are now to where you will be soon, to where you'll be later, to where you may be as you enter that cosmocentric space. So our understanding is very interesting. Our perspective is a fascinating element of this idea of truth. So, yeah, you know, it's interesting that the last thing I want to say on this really is that, you know, we may, from time to time in our lives, look at a person and say, I don't know how you can't understand that. I do not know why you can't understand it. And sometimes I'll think to myself, I don't understand why you don't get this idea that we're all one. Oh, wait a minute. I am not there yet. I am not at that place where, you know, I'm speaking for that person. They are not there yet. So I wouldn't be mad, by the way, at a child for not being, at a 5-year-old child for not having the sensibilities of a 30-year-old person. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't be mad at a 16-year-old for not having the sensibilities of a 50-year-old person. I would not be mad at them. This is all part of a growing experience for them. So, you know, my look at the person that's not seeing this yet is one of compassion and love, not you dummy. It's, this will come. This will come. You're on a road. You're learning. You're growing. You're growing up. You're changing. And you're moving into a place where your truth will also change. So the search for truth is it. The search for truth is it. All right, you guys, I know that's complicated. But isn't it fun? Isn't that a fun idea to see that this is particularly one reason why truth is so hard to put your finger on? And your truth is different than your truth and my truth. And so thank you very much. I'm going to say something that is important for us because I say namaste. It means the God in me recognizes the God in you. I wear this because I want you to know that I'm engaged in a world-centric ideology, maybe cosmocentric ideology. See, I understand that there are different ways to get where you need to go. And so with that, I love you all. Come on down, Millie Ann. Oh, I know what's on that piece of paper. I get to say hello to some people, and you guys join me in that. Audrey! Hello, Audrey! Audrey was here yesterday, too, and enjoyed it very much. I am absolutely certain. We have Colleen. Colleen. Hello, Colleen. Colleen is in from, she's coming in from Illinois. So we miss you, Colleen. We got Michael and Carol. And you know that's Michael O'Brien and Carol Wyke. So they watch this together. Good to see you guys. Good to feel you. We got Daniel. Daniel. So nice. And it says, I can't read that, but it looks like W-I-A-F-E. Oh, fantastic. Is that just say hello? Yeah, say hello. And we have Julio. Hello, Julio. We have Virginia. We have Riva. We have Carol Bliss. All right, we feel you guys. We definitely feel you guys. So let me drop that right in there. So, Millie Ann, you are an usheress of great, great experience. So you know that what we do here is show our love for this space, which has a high consciousness, and part of that high consciousness is a consciousness of giving. As we give, so shall we receive. We know that we open up the pipeline of giving and receiving by doing such a practice. So we engage in our community giving statement as well before we do this. So please join me. God is the source of my overflowing supply, and I am grateful. And so it is.
From Sister Act, right? Yeah.
I've never talked back, I've never slept late, I've never sat down when told to stand straight, I've never let go or gone with the flow, I don't even know really why. I've never asked questions or taken a dare, I've never worn clothes that might make people stare, I've never rebelled or stood up and yelled or even just held my head high and all of the feelings unspoken, all of the truths unsaid, they're all I have left of the life I never led. I've never gone surfing or ran with the crowd or danced on a table or laughed much too loud. I've never quite dared to leave myself bare. I've just been too scared I might fall. I've never seen Paris sung loudly, been kissed. I've never quite realized just how much I missed. And what did I get for hedging each bet? Another regret, and that's all. And all of the wishes unasked for, all of the needs unfed, they're all that remain of the life I never led. And now be brave. I want to be strong. I want to believe I'm where I belong. To stand up and say I'm seizing the day. To not just obey, but to choose. And I may not serve, I may not see friends, but I have to know I still have a chance. And maybe I'll make a painful mistake. It's mine though to take or refuse. And all of the fields are to open. All of the rooms ahead, they're beckoning bright, scary and new, but I'm standing tall and I'm walking through what's gone, maybe gone, but I will go on playing dead. It's time to start living the life I never
Well done. Did you design this set? Because it is really nice for that song. Thank you. So here's what we do. What we do is we pray over the money because we have some promises to make, and certainly we keep our promises because we are who we say we are. So we promise here at Unity of Pasadena to use these tithes and treasures with integrity, to use them to develop and bring forth a sense of consciousness, a sense of love, a sense of caring and compassion throughout not only this community, but the community at large. We are a giving, loving organization that helps others. And in that, we do what we do. And so I release these words with love into the law of mind, knowing they're done. And so it is. Amen. Thank you so much, Millian. Appreciate it. All right, so Barbara, are you doing, who's doing our community day? All right, let's go. Put this up here. Oh, you're coming up this set of stairs. You can show off our brand new canister.
Good morning. Okay. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. What a lovely day. Music, a lot to think about. I know this morning I was planning, obviously, on the sun. And I love to think, I drive a little ways to come here, and it's a special time, as long as I'm not late. And I thought to myself, the sun is there, it's just hiding. And I thought, I get to come here, and the sun is in all of you. And I thank you. The love that is in this building is amazing, and I'm so grateful to be part of it. Okay, our community. You've seen our vision, our mission, our core values demonstrated in our service today. And let us take a moment now and affirm them together. Envisioning a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, transforming lives by living and sharing our inner truth of divine wisdom, compassion, and love, using practical spiritual principles. And our core values, creating community, living love, teaching truth, serving spirit. Hospitality, this Sunday, being the first of the month, is A, B, and C. Sounds like school, huh? And next Sunday, the second week of May, it'll be Team D through J. And we thank you all for what you do, for your serving, for bringing lovely food that we can share. I find this a really special time where we can get to know each other. Let's see, we have tea time today. After hospitality, Helen will be doing tea time. And Thursday evenings, we have meditations here. The group meets weekly for contemplative prayer, that's hard to say, and meditation from 5:45 to 6:45 on Thursday, and everyone is welcome. Carol will be our guest minister on Sunday, May 18th, when Reverend Greg and Jackie are at a retreat weekend. They will be missed. Also, if you notice in the bulletin, there's lots of good information in there. And we have the financials that are for March. And you might notice the net revenue is wonderful this month. It's always good, but this is kind of special. Also, remember to read through it. It has great information. The accounting for the benefit concert and silent auction is almost complete. Hopefully, you'll get a report next week. And this goes back to Reverend Greg. Thank you.
So we're going to do the Silent Unity Prayer for Protection, and then we're going to sing a song. It's I Choose Love today. There's one other quick announcement that I'd like to give, and that is that we had a dynamic, really terrific workshop yesterday where we all got to talk about things that are mythical yet mystical, that can change us dramatically, that can bring us closer to one another, men closer to women, women closer to men, closer to our God, to spirit, as a result of the new understandings that we gained. And so, Kara, you did a wonderful job yesterday. You're absolutely fantastic. And so keep your eye on this unfolding class that is going to be happening soon, where all the women in the audience are invited to this. You are, and it's a class where deep sharing will occur around the things that are most important to you. And so just let us know when you want us to post it, and we will.
There's flyers out there now.
Great.
I will email one today so we can go in.
Fantastic. So for those of you on live stream, we have flyers, and we'll have dates out for you on the internet as well for when this is going to be happening. So fantastic. Thank you. All right, you guys, let's stand for the Silent Unity Prayer for Protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine, and all is well.
Test one. Ready, go? Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one loving family. Once you're undone, I choose love.